We're 5 subscribers away from 3,100 subscribers. Before we get to this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 3,100. Today's topic, today's video, is all about Malcolm Rodriguez, a linebacker. Now, a lot of hype is thrown towards a linebacker, Malcolm Rodriguez. They're Pride Detroit. It's swung around through YouTube. It's going everywhere. Everybody is going crazy about Malcolm Rodriguez, and it's a good thing. It's crazy good. A lot of love towards the young linebacker. You know, his physical stature, his strength. He looks like a freaking Greek statue. His ability to learn fast. A lot of positive aspects about linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez. In this video, though, I want to give you my expectations for him. What I think he's going to do for the 2022 NFL season, and ultimately for the Lions all the way through. That's what this video is about. Now, I've heard many subscribers talk about Malcolm Rodriguez. He is the hot topic around here. If it's not Jared Goff, it's Malcolm Rodriguez. Those are the two hot topics that's talked about. And we're not just talking about YouTube. We're talking about writings. We're talking about media. Everyone is talking about this guy. I don't really want to go in depth about him because I've talked about him multiple times in mock drafts because I knew who he was. I talked about him multiple times. I felt like he would be a good player for the Detroit Lions to pick up to ultimately be, you know, a project guy, and then you learn going forward, and he becomes a piece toward the Lions defense. You know, a guy who you can develop, a developmental player, you know, in the later rounds, 6th, 7th round. Ultimately, you got him in the 6th round. The expectations, I think, personally, right now, for Malcolm Rodriguez is a little bit high. And I'm going to get backlash for this, but that's okay. I want to give you my personal opinion on this. Malcolm Rodriguez, to me, right now, in the 2022 NFL season, should not be thrusted to be a guy who's going to be DeAndre Levy day one, a Micah Parsons. He's going to be a Luke Kuechly. I think that expectations is doing a disservice to him and his level that he's going to bring to the Lions in 2022. We look at the Detroit Lions coaching staff and how they develop players and development, specifically linebacker. We can go right to last year with how we got Derek Barnes, 4th round draft pick. Come to the Lions. I love Derek Barnes. I love the draft pick. I love everything that he brings. I think he's got a lot to learn, and he's got a bright future. Last year, we seen him in training camp, did a phenomenal job. In preseason, absolutely was a stud. He didn't start week 1. I mean, he showed up in games throughout the beginning of the season, but it took a while for him to really get some playing time for the Detroit Lions for the 2021 NFL season. He was with Alex Anzalone, you know, getting his time right there. You had Derek Barnes in the mix, but he wasn't right then, right at there, the bona fide guy for the Lions. They took some time to get him in that role. Now, I wanted him to start week 1. I called for it after watching this guy. I always believe, especially last year when I felt the Lions weren't going to do that great. I had 2 to 5 wins, max 6 high. I felt like they should just start their younger players right then and there and let them to develop. Now, they didn't take that approach. Derek Barnes eventually got into the starting lineup. It took a couple weeks. It took some time for him to get up in there. And I felt like our linebacker depth in 2021 was bad. I think this year it's better than last year. Yet Jalen Reeves may have been in there, who I like seeing. And unfortunately, he's not a Detroit Lion, but he did some good things for the Lions. We've seen some good things done. But it took a while for Derek Barnes to get in this lineup and to make some noise. And right now, the expectation is for Malcolm Rodriguez to have the green dot, to be calling the plays, immediately to be the quarterback on this defense week 1. That, to me, is extremely, we should slow down this, extremely slow down on this. First off, the expectations from this coaching staff, from defense as well as special teams, if you watch Inside the Den, is for him to be a special teamer right off rip. Go in the special teams, get on this team that way. And I think that's where he's going to make his impact immediately is special teams. Our depth is much improved this year than it was last year, all around the team and at the linebacker position. You're going in now to year 2. Alex Anzalone has the trust of the coaching staff, whether you like it or not. He has all the trust in Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell likes him. That's why he is here. That's why he's making the calls. That's why Alex Anzalone is going to be the guy this year from making adjustments and plays on the fly on defense. That's what he's here for. Derek Barnes is in year 2. He is going to be a starting linebacker for the Detroit Lions this year. Chris Board, who we picked up, Baltimore Ravens, is making a lot of noise in minicamp and training camp as being a starter. That's 3 linebackers right then and there. Right off rip, who I think week 1, these are going to be the guys. Now, they're going to do different packages, 4-3-3-4. We all know that. And I think that's where Malcolm Rodriguez gets some playing time initially for the Detroit Lions defense, is on packages. What's really good about Malcolm Rodriguez, I talked about this months ago, is his pass coverage skills, his third down. He's fast. He's got great instincts. I think we're going to see that in packages with Rodriguez. You're going to see him on third down, and that's where we have a big issue at. We've seen it. We suck in third down, stopping the big play. They're always getting first downs, the offenses. So I think we're going to see him there. I don't think we're going to see him right off rip playing every single down. I think it's going to be a development process like Derek Barnes. You'll see him a couple times, and if there's injuries, he'll come in for sure, no doubt about it. This is injuries aside, he'll be in there. But if there's no injuries, it's going to be a development process. You look at other linebackers around the league, it has not connection to our coaching staff. Isaiah Simmons, it took the Arizona Cardinals a while to get him in the playing time. It takes some time sometimes for these guys to get in there and make some noise. Zaven Collins, same thing with Arizona Cardinals, barely played at all last year. It's hard to have a linebacker come in and be Micah Parsons, TJ Watt. I think it's going to take a little bit of time for him to get that playing time. Not saying he's not worth it. It's going to take a little bit of time. I think he does have the intangibles to be a really good player. I love his intangibles. This guy is a guy who you want on your football team. He's exactly a Dan Campbell type of guy. He's smart. He's got great instincts. And I think that's going to bode well for his future with the Lions. But it takes some time. I don't think he's going to be captain playing calls this year. I don't see it. I see Alex Anzalone. I think that expectation should be lowered quite a bit. I think Alex Anzalone's going to get those duties. I think we're going to see a little more from Derek Barnes and Chris Board. I think they're going to be in the mix. Do I think Malcolm Rodriguez has a really good future with the Lions? It's yet to be seen. I want to see, preseason. I want to see, going forward, development. When we got DeAndre Levy, did anyone think DeAndre Levy was going to be DeAndre Levy year 1? Nope. Took a little bit of time for him to come into his own. That's what we're going to do with Malcolm Rodriguez. It's going to take a little bit of time. He has all the intangibles in the world to do it. I can't put it past him. He's a very solid guy. But it takes a little bit of time, folks. It takes some time to go from a rookie to the NFL. So I would suggest lowering the expectations a little bit on what we see from him. What do we want to see going forward? Well, we want to see in preseason a lot. This is where he's going to get a time to shine. Just like Derek Barnes did last year in preseason, he shined the whole freaking time. Malcolm Rodriguez is a guy I would suggest keep your eye on in preseason. That's what preseason is really important about, is watching these young guys and how they play with pads on and how they develop as a rookie on as the season goes on. So watch him in the preseason. I could see year 2, he's starter right off rip, and potentially could be the guy who calls plays. Because I don't think Alex Anzalone's going to be here next year. I think he's bridging right now for the Derek Barneses, for the Malcolm Rodriguez, and ultimately, if we draft a linebacker early next year in the NFL draft, I think that would probably be the core. Maybe Chris Board, just depending how well he does this year. But you're seeing the development of the young players of the linebackers right now. So it's a development process, but I see a bright future for him. But he's got to go on the field and make the plays. For him to be that diamond in the rough, that steel, he's ultimately got to do it. Now, we've talked about many players who's been diamond in the roughs, and we all said the same thing. Mania Warrior, who I thought was a diamond in the rough. He should have been a second-round pick. We got him in the 5th round. You know, I think this guy's bright, but he's got to do it on the field. Same concept here with Malcolm Rodriguez. We got to watch this guy play on the field to see what he can do. Let me know in the comment section what your expectations for Rodriguez is, because I'm curious. I mean, this one is definitely a splitter regarding the fan base. I know a lot of people's not going to like what I say, but I'm giving you my personal opinion and what I expect this year. I think his ceiling is pretty high, and maybe he could be one of those guys. I don't really, not too big on, well, he's a smaller guy. I'm fine with that. We've seen smaller linebackers do well. One of my favorite ones is Levante David. He's not the biggest guy in the world, and he's done a phenomenal job at linebacker. So to me, that stuff can be worked through regarding size and build. And he can always get bigger too, regarding girth and everything around there. But, to me, we've seen many linebackers who's not the biggest in the world do good. But I think he is a piece to the Detroit Lions. He'll be a good piece going forward, as we build this team the next couple of years. But, hey, in the upcoming videos, we got mailbag segment coming up on Sunday. Monday, we got more videos dropping. Tuesday, I think Herm's going to be on. Chrissy will for sure be on. We're going to do Lions Live. Wednesday's video, Wide Receiver Wednesday, will be back. Thursday, another live show. It's all about you guys. Hey, subscribe if you haven't done so. Let's go.
Perfect.